All right, we have returned. It is currently what noon, 12:18, on day 21. Yesterday was rest day. Despite that, we went to the botanical gardens in Claremont, California, and went for a nice long walk, which was really fun. About 14,000 steps grand total for the day. So even though it was rest day, there was still exercise to be done, which is good because I had a day where I went over on calories. I actually have had 3 days in a row where I've gone over on calories, but the previous 2 days, one wasn't egregious, one was. It resulted in zero point 0.4 pounds going up the day before. And then today I weighed in thinking maybe I might have a shot at going down because of the work I put in yesterday on the rest day. And sure enough, I'm down zero point 0.8 pounds. I will say I woke up early today, even though it's a day off, weighed in, and I was zero point 0.4 pounds down, which would have been balancing out what I went up. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. But I still have some time before my normal weigh in, so was able to lose some more weight before then, if you know what I mean. No, I just went to the restroom and then weighed myself in at my normal time. And sure enough, I was another zero point 0.4 pounds. So trying to weigh yourself the same time every day in the same circumstances obviously is a little bit difficult, but I've been trying to be pretty good at it. I'd rather wake up early than wake up late. Weighing in late is a lot worse, in my personal opinion. So with that zero point 0.8 pounds down, I am officially at 24 total pounds down for the 21 days I've been doing this. So averaging over a pound a day, but that average is starting to get closer to one, and it'll probably in the second month go down to around a half, which is what I'm expecting. Also, when I get to the second month, when I get to January, I will break down total weight loss, and I will also break down monthly weight loss, how much I've lost month to date. And then once I get to the end of the second month, I can compare month over month and see what the average weight loss is. And then the real comparison will be the second month to the third month because it won't have the outlier that came at the beginning of the workout. So I could do a P90 calculation, but I'm not going to fucking do that because P90 drives me crazy. That said, today I've already jumped on the bike and gone 8.5 miles. So my bike actually has a problem. My left pedal, for whatever reason, like it grinds and like it makes this nasty noise, and I really hate it. I've had it for about 3 or 4 years, maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe close to 5. But it's noisy, and like I realized today that like the pedal when it's like going isn't like normal. Like my right pedal is just fine. My left pedal, like when it comes up, it goes like this, and when it goes down, it goes like this, and like that sort of like oscillating is it makes my foot hurt. And my left foot has always hurt when I do long distances on that bike. And I've never understood why until today when I was like messing around with it trying to get it to stop, and I oiled the fucking thing, like this big bolt that's on it that connects it to like the arm that goes around on the bike. And I oiled it a few days ago, and like it stopped being as noisy. And then I was like, maybe I just need to tighten that big bolt. And even though that bolt had oil on it, I like tightened it and like it got a good squeak and a decent turn. And I was like, okay, cool, it should be good. And then it came back at the end of my workout 2 days ago. It was really loud. So today I was like, well, the more I've worked on this thing, the more the oil has like lubricated the bolt. So I was like, I just want to take the whole fucking thing off. Couldn't get a good grip, even with a monkey wrench. Like even with I have a torque wrench downstairs that I might try and use to take the thing off, but I think it's just like it was not put on properly and just like fucking forced on there as hard as it could get. And now that I've been on it for so long, it's slowly like working itself off at like a wobble. So even if I take the fucking bolt off, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be threaded, which I'm not excited about. So it's like a $600 bike. So I'm just gonna basically keep going on it until the noise is so disruptive that I have to stop. It also like leaves this black fucking powder because I'm pretty sure it's just grinding down. So that might need a replacement sooner rather than later, which I am not looking forward to. But hey, right now I'm excited because it's the 22nd, the beginning of December. I was very very heavy, the heaviest I've ever been. And I'll switch it over to the shared screen really quick so we can look at the chart. And it hasn't really been that hard. I just need to make sure I'm doing the workouts, just not overeating, is what it really comes down to. And it's not like I don't think anyone can see me and tell the difference, but I can tell the difference in just my day to day and a lot of my clothes starting to fit better. Because 24 pounds, like when you're really heavy, like visually probably doesn't look any different to most people, but for me, it does change. Like pants that barely fit or shirts that barely fit are actually starting to fit now, and stuff that I couldn't fit into, I'm really close to getting into. So it's a good feeling. I'm glad I'm doing it. I haven't checked out the rewards tab with you guys before, so these are like some of the the goals that I've set for myself. So when I get to 330, I'm going to buy a Magic the Gathering booster box. At 300, I'm going to get a few new hoodies. 275, I'm going to treat myself to Bears tickets. At 264, that's 100 pounds down. I'm going to get myself an Aviron rower. I'm nervous that I might need to get this sooner rather than later. I'm also nervous about the rowing because I have a back that tends to get tweaked every now and then. And that has been the case even when I was like 180 pounds, so like almost 200 pounds lighter than I am now when I was younger. My back will go out, and I'm worried that the Aviron rower might not necessarily make it better. It might tweak me. And that's why I have a recumbent bike, is because when I started doing this, I had back issues. So we'll see what happens with that. I might wind up having to get another recumbent bike. I put winter vacation for 250 because I couldn't really think of something else. Nothing for 225, and I told myself if I get down to 200, all the blow you can snort. Also, if you're wondering what this number is, it's the color code for the green color that I use on the dashboard that we look at. But looking at this, we still have a nice healthy trend down. If you just take this out of the equation, like those first couple days, that's the actual trend you're seeing. And I honestly think it's pretty good. Like if I take those 2 days out, I had a couple of days at 2.6, so it's kind of hard to take those out. So I'll just take out the first day, but these specific numbers average around a pound a day, just under a pound a day. So something that I'm going to try and keep going. Speaking of trying to keep going, we're on day 6 for Wordle. Let's try and get that full year. Clout, raise. Someone told me I should try and change up the words that I use, and I was just like, how dare you? Once I get clout as like the word, then maybe I'll start doing, because I could do like irate and then a different word and probably get closer to it. Like arise just repositions the A and the R depending on where the C is. Like I might not want to put the R there. So I've been thinking about doing that, but I do pretty well. I would be doing better if I didn't lose my fucking streak like 8 days ago or whatever it was. All right, so the only vowel in this is O. It's not the third position. Originally, like as soon as I see this, I thought of like corny or something that's going to have a Y at the end of it, or a double O. But double O typically does not leave out the 5th spot. A word like color, COLOR, might do it, but obviously we have no L, no R. So let's just do CO and see what we can think up to start. What about Congo? Congo's a good word. All right, well, we got the con. So no double O. Because I was going to say condo would have also been a good word. What else could it be? Also, I said I was going to try and stream video games today. I have to take my cat to the vet at 1. So if I do that, it will be later. Probably around like 3 or 4. But it will be World of Warcraft. I'm going to be leveling up a shaman to get ready for the Burning Crusade, which I've never really played that expansion, so we'll see how it goes. But what could this be? Con, C-O-N. The other thing I do a lot with Wordle that slows me down is I start, like, if I see C-O-N, I start saying con. What con words? But it could be like cone, or something that's just pronounced differently. I'm just looking at another thing. I just start tossing out bullshit to see if I can spark something. All right, so there's no Y. That is helpful, but we're down to 2 guesses. Conch. Boom. It's funny because we were talking about seashells yesterday. And last but not least, for this moment, I'm going to be doing Diet Soda's tier list. So this does not have all the variations, obviously. There's only so many of them that are on here. But this is really important to me. And I'm going to start out by doing Pepsi and Coke. And I shouldn't have done just diets, but my tier for Pepsi and Coke goes like this. Coke, Pepsi, Coke Zero, Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke. I feel like Diet Coke is the worst tasting diet soda on the market. I think it's fucking disgusting. Yet Coke Zero doesn't taste that way. And I've seen the experiment where you boil down Diet Coke. Like you just put it in a fucking pan, a frying pan. You just put up like heat to it. And it leaves behind like that fucking gunk. And it's really nasty. And when you do it to Coke Zero, it actually boils all the way out. That doesn't mean it's healthier. I do think that does mean they mean it when they say zero sugar. So, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, S tier. I have Coke Zero caffeine free, and that's what I drink with my diet. I just drink this all the time. I've been getting the zero caffeine Coke Zero because of my arrhythmia that I had back in October. The doctor said, like, hey, if caffeine's a trigger for you, which it has been in the past, like, just try and take all the caffeine out of your diet. You don't need it. It has sapped my will to live. But honestly, the Coke Zero caffeine free tastes just fine. Diet Coke will go to D tier. If I could put a lower tier, I would. Diet Pepsi, I forget that I'm drinking Diet Pepsi on occasion, but it does have that aftertaste. Same thing with Pepsi Zero Sugar or whatever they call it. Sprite Zero Sugar I really like, but I'm not the biggest fan of Sprite in general. So I still put an A tier though, because if someone asks me if I want a Sprite Zero Sugar and they don't have Coke Zero, I would get it. 7-Up Zero is like weird. Diet Mountain Dew, I don't like Mountain Dew in general, but I think it's a good representation of Mountain Dew. Canada Dry is actually pretty good. I'll put it at B tier because I don't drink it often because it's not my thing. I don't like Dr. Pepper, but I do think Diet Dr. Pepper tastes very similar to it, so I'm actually going to put it at A tier. Fanta Zero Sugar I have never had. Also Barks I've never had because, and A&W, I don't like root beer. So those stayed on there. I think LaCroix is good. I think it is not necessarily good for you in the way that most diets are not, and people like hyped it up like it was somehow this like miracle drink. And I know people who have gotten blood work done that have had abnormalities to their blood work, and they're like, what the fuck could have caused this? And the doctor straight up told them, like, are you drinking any diet sodas? And like, yeah, I've drank diet soda my whole life. This has never happened before. And they're like, is there any new diets that you were drinking? And it was LaCroix. And as soon as they cut that out of their diet, they got better. Lollipops I've never had. So this is a pretty incomplete list, but it was very important to me to say, fuck Diet Coke. It is terrible. Diet soda list. Boom. Look at that. We're done in 13 minutes. Pretty good. So I am going to go put together a new cat carrier and try and find my cat and figure out how I'm going to get the cat in the fucking cat carrier in the next 30 minutes and get her there. Because, like, she runs. She hates getting put in the fucking carrier. Like, she will claw the fuck out of me. I'm going to have to put my sleeves down on this hoodie and maybe wear gloves to grab her. And then she knows I'm going to grab her. So it's going to be difficult. Like, there's a very real possibility, albeit not a high percentage chance, but there is a non-0% chance that I don't make this vet appointment specifically because she hides and I can't get her, which is a huge pain in the ass, man. But she needs to go. She has something on her back that's gotten way better. The doctor needs to see it. I need to see if I need to put like a topical cream on there, start giving her different medicine, if she needs another shot, any of that stuff. But yeah, we shall see how that goes. But yeah, check-in is done for the day, and when I play WoW later today, I am going to stream it, because I'm really excited, actually. I've never played a shaman, and I read a lot of the original books. I read The Last Guardian, I read Day of the Dragon, I read, what is Thrall's book specifically? It's not The Last Guardian, it's not Day of the Dragon. Damn, I have to look it up. It's going to drive me crazy if I don't know. I think Jeff Grubb wrote it, too. Richard A. Knack wrote Day of the Dragon. Christy Golden wrote Last Guardian, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on, let's check. There's these 3 books that came out right before Warcraft 3. And actually right before WoW came out, right after Warcraft 3 came out. Jeff Grubb wrote Last Guardian. Okay, so I'm confused on that. What is Thrall's book? And I've met Christy Golden. She's signed my cookbook, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is compelling, right? This is amazing fucking content right now. Lord of the Clans. She wrote Lord of the Clans. Lord of the Clans is fucking amazing. And Thrall's backstory rules because she did an amazing job on it. And when I went into WoW, into the beta, I think I got access to the last round of alpha. And it wouldn't work on my computer. I had to upgrade my computer, so I started out on the closed beta. And I started out with Warlock and then a Mage, because I fucking love Medivh. Medivh is my favorite character. And I was just like, and Khadgar's super awesome, and Ronan's super awesome. So I was like, I'm going to be a Mage. But I really thought about being a Horde Shaman, just because Thrall is so fucking cool. But I wound up going with Mage and Alliance, and I have not played a Horde character. I think I've played like an Undead Mage up until like level 18. So... yeah, gonna get that going. But excited to do that. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna go. I have to put this cat carrier together and get that cat. So, thank you, everyone. I love you. Bye.